This is the moment that I was waiting for. The room is full of energy and it's electrifying. The guy with me, I wish I have the similar level of energy. The way he is, I mean, he's the first guy who believed in Bitcoin and not just believed in it, he enjoyed it. He brings so much energy to this ecosystem. I wish and I pray when I'm 40, 30 like him, I mean, I could be as energetic as him. Ladies and gentlemen, I have with me Max Keiser, the one who steals the show wherever he goes.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's great
First
to
of
see
all,
you.
I want to know from where you get this energy.
With my wife.
That's a
You said I was 30, 35 years old. I'm 65 years old.
60?
I'm 65
But you don't look
years
like a
old.
65-year-old.
No, because I have Bitcoin. That's what I'm trying to say. To my brothers in India and sisters in India, buy more Bitcoin. If you put it on your balance sheet like our friends at this company just did, stock goes up. It gets an erection. It goes harder. It goes longer. You get bigger. You get taller.
But when Michael Saylor met you, I'm sure after meeting you, he took this decision of entering into it. Were you the individual who blue-pilled him, orange pilled him?
I'd like to say that I was the individual, but that's not the case. It's true that I have been talking about Bitcoin since 2010, and he got into it at 2020. So I'm sure we had an influence on Michael Saylor. But there's a guy named Eric Weiss who was important, and also he read Saif Dinamus, his book, The Bitcoin Standard. And this is the book that really, I think, opened Michael Saylor's eyes. Michael Saylor himself says he read the Bitcoin Standard by Saif Dinamus, and he went out and bought $450 million of Bitcoin the next week. So clearly, I think that is the contributing factor for Michael Saylor. So we need to remember, if you're trying to get somebody interested in Bitcoin, that book, The Bitcoin Standard, which is translated into 30 or 40 languages, it's all over the world, is really an excellent book.
Max, I want to understand that you migrated from US to El Salvador.
Yes.
Tell me something about El Salvador, your life there, and how is it like when you meet Nayib Bukele? Is it like a cool guy? And
there we go. I get rid of my gum. Only professional media. You see with Max Keiser. Continue.
So when you migrated from US to El Salvador, how has been your experience? What made you migrate from US when people aspire to go, and you moved from US to El Salvador? What was the reason? And how is it meeting like Nayib Bukele and working so closely with him?
Good question. So, in the United States, that has a reputation of being the land of the free, and people have always gone to the United States, certainly for 100 years, and after World War II, there's a huge population that migrated to the United States seeking freedom and opportunity. It's the great melting pot, has a great reputation. Now, everything that you think you can find in El Salvador, in the United States, you can find in El Salvador. You have the economic freedom. The pendulum of freedom is now over El Salvador because of Nayib Bukele, who is really a leader and somebody who is embraced Bitcoin, and this has transformed the country in a big way. And so the U.S. is not really the land of freedom as it once was. And now the world is competing now for Bitcoin. The different countries want to put Bitcoin on their balance sheet. This is transforming really how people think about their sovereignty, their individual sovereignty, and that was possible with Bitcoin. I can be an American, I can put my wealth on Bitcoin, I can go into El Salvador, I have all my wealth, and I'm still American. I still believe in freedom, I still believe in the government by and for the people, but I don't need to be in New York, I don't need to be in Texas, I'm in San Salvador. Now meeting the president,
How is he? Like, I mean, he's such a cool guy. He wears caps and he doesn't look like a president. He looks like a cool dude. I mean, what has been your experience?
Well, we call it the startup nation. He's like a startup founder. He's a very technically minded, he's a millennial. He's a young guy. He grew up in tech. He grew up on the internet. He started tweeting about Bitcoin in 2017. He's fully aware of it. Well, when we met him, he knew all about Bitcoin. We told him how he should what kind of policies he should enact to make Bitcoin, put it into the economy. And he said, well, he invited us to move there and say, well, we'll put you, make you my advisors.
So you're one of the advisors to Nayib Bukele.
Yes.
Let me tell you guys, Max Keiser is also one of the senior advisor to Nayib Bukele admin how to go about Bitcoin.
Yes.
And I'm sure El Salvador is not the last country where he's advising. I'm sure there are a lot of countries. Now, after the recent meme of Nayib Bukele on Guatemala, what is your take on that? Guatemala is under a lot of pressure. That why Nayib Bukele even said that I can think of buying Guatemala maybe.
It is fascinating.
Fascinating, yeah.
Somebody posted a meme.
Yeah, somebody posted a meme.
Now I'm going to buy Guatemala. And this meme was very popular in Guatemala, and the people are saying, why can't we be more like El Salvador? And the El Salvador model, of course, is about security. So it's become the safest country in the Western Hemisphere. And it's also now got a Bitcoin standard. So of course, Guatemala, Honduras, all the countries in that region are interested in it. We've got interest all over the world. And the playbook developed by El Salvador in what is the Bitcoin office. So the president created the Bitcoin office. It's headed by Stacy Herbert, is the director of the Bitcoin office. And she's really, I would say she's more, directly involved in the interaction with the government and government bureaucrats on a day-by-day basis, because it's a very it's a job that requires a lot of conscientiousness and diplomacy and everything I can't do myself. I'm not good at diplomacy, but I end up more as a big picture guy, thinking about kind of on the periphery some ideas that maybe are being missed, etc. But so that's what it's like. He is a very personable guy. He's very intelligent. He's very charismatic. He has instant rapport with everyone he meets. He's very charismatic. We've introduced him to a few people, and everyone walks away loving the president, wanting to help El Salvador. They want to move to El Salvador. So he's really a gifted leader in that sense. So we feel quite lucky and privileged to have an opportunity to contribute in whatever way we can to what his vision is for El Salvador. And I think he's got a 92% popularity rating.
Absolutely.
And so people love him. So it's great.
You think from that region, many more countries are going to adopt Bitcoin in their nation?
Well, it's called FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. And it happens on the individual level.
You get queries? You get queries from different nations? I mean, that Max also help us
all
out.
the time. We get inquiries from different countries all the time. And we were here in Abu Dhabi because Abu Dhabi has an interest in Bitcoin. In the region, in Dubai, it's become a bit of a shitcoin shithole. Right? There's too many shitcoins there. And it's really hurting the country, the emirate. Whereas here in Abu Dhabi, they are trying to become more Bitcoin maximalist. And take the benefit of that. I mean, this is kind of like for your show. I mean, I would say this is like breaking news. I'll give you some true insight here.
Please.
The country here genuinely wants to differentiate itself from the other emirates by being Bitcoin maximalist and really following in what El Salvador is doing. So I would say that is
that's very important.
Part of the formula of success.
That's very important. I mean, this is the first time that you're going to see a world where you have nations who are true Bitcoiners, a Bitcoin nation, and then you'll have crypto nations maybe and altcoin nations. There is going to be a segregation, like individuals are Bitcoiners and all kind of different philosophies, but you'll also see that in nations. Max, tell me something. You broke the story yesterday that India's first publicly listed company bought Bitcoin. I mean, that video has went viral. How are you feeling today? I mean,
Here's the lawyer.
He's the one. He's the one.
This is a very important man. Where's our executive? Where's the executive? There he is.
He's there. He's there. This guy. So
let me give you some context. This man is the man who brought Uno coin to the Supreme Court and won. So that laid the foundation for Bitcoin in India. They challenged the Supreme Court. He's a hero. He's a national hero.
Yeah,
There
Whoa!
should be all over India. There should be like Ganesh and then this guy. they should change the name of chicken biryani to chicken.
biryani.
Desai biryani.
Chicken. Daisa. Now, yesterday he introduced me to his client, right?
Yeah.
And you work with him. So this company,
Jet King.
Jet King.
Jet
It already has a jet in their name.
Jet
Jet King.
So
King.
yeah.
Okay, they're not a jet prince. It's the Jet King.
Yes.
Okay, so they're a publicly listed company. So no company in India has done a Saylor treasury strategy putting Bitcoin on the balance sheet.
Yeah.
So they have done so, and so we talked about it, and it became news. It became big news.
It became a huge news.
The stock's up 20%
Stock is
this
up.
morning.
The stock is up. And
So
I forgot to buy some stock.
I've made a commitment now. I'm now, after years of being asked to travel to India and speak to the people in India, I'm now going to go. And we're going to talk about what's happening with this company. And all the companies in India should be putting Bitcoin on their balance sheet. It'll help, of course, everybody in tremendously. First of all, listen, India, you already buy lots of gold.
Yeah.
Okay? Bitcoin is digital gold.
Yeah.
You want the freedom, you want the sovereignty of gold, buy Bitcoin. Okay, and these gentlemen will explain this all to you. And I'm coming.
Yeah. We
And
want you
if
to
you
be
don't
there
buy
in India.
Bitcoin, that's it. All hell's gonna break loose.
We're waiting for
I
it.
can assure you.
Yeah.
I'm a hellraiser. You won't see anything like it. Any storm, any typhoon, nothing compared to the Max typhoon. I'm coming.
Prepare yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, we had Max Keiser, and I promised you, the energy that you have felt here, if the camera can just go and just look at the faces. I mean, the kind of energy he brings in. I mean, we are so blessed that we have people like Max Keiser who can literally inspire anyone, any soul on this planet if they get in touch with Max Keiser. So no doubt that Nayib Bukele and other politicians are looking up to him as an advisor and as somebody who really believed in the ecosystem from day one. Thank you very much, Max.
Thank
Looking
you.
forward to it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks again.
Thank you.